times to play Dungeon because you have the displays and you have the people there, and also people get really excited.
Like,
so yeah.
right now, just between me and the vice president, we only have a few things to start. As the club built, we'll start putting money into it, getting, all the terrains and stuff we need. We have a board we draw on a whiteboard to make our maps and stuff.
You build the whole scenery, correct?
Not yet.
Kind of, but that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Anybody else, any questions? Do I have a motion and a second to approve a Rainbow Lakes Estates Dungeons and Dragons Club?
I'll make a motion to approve this club. I think it's a great opportunity.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, David. Good luck. Okay, do we have anybody here from Cub Scout Pack 574?
There are representatives of the Cub Scout Pack here. What are you specifically looking to try to ascertain?
Okay. Currently, the Cub Scouts have been granted use of our facility for their meetings.
For the meetings in September, yes, that is correct.
For the meeting, speak up, Steve.
For the meetings in September, that is correct.
Okay. I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, I understand that they're basically renting it, but we're waiving the rental fees.
No,
That is not what I was told.
that may be what is actually going on. Is that what's going on?
It's only for the meetings, not for any special
Not
events
for
or
any-
otherwise.
So you're waiving them for,
Just the meetings.
For the
Because
so
Okay.
that's both, yes.
half of their client base or of their members are living here.
so if they want to have a fundraiser,
They have to pay the rental.
they have to pay. And yet our rules and regulations, if they were a civic organization, state they pay zero.
If they're a resident, they pay zero. If you are not, if it's not a resident, then you pay an external fee. Mhm.
But the children, we just.
Where?
Yeah.
Does anybody have a copy of our rules and regulations?
I got one. Got one right here.
Which building are they using? This one.
They're using this one.
What's that?
We're using this building.
They use this building.
Can you come up to the microphone?
And what is the?
I didn't think you come up. I was good. You can stay back.
If you don't mind, state your
Use
name.
this building. Sandra Haney.
Please turn that on.
There's a little button on the top of
On
it.
the top,
Slide it.
right there.
There you go.
Try getting Sandy.
Sandra Haney.
How much is the community center fee that is being waived each meeting? Resident fee is
$50.
Plus
An hour, $50 an hour plus the
$200 damage fee,
$200 damage fee.
plus the $100
Cleaning fee.
fee.
And the damage fee is refundable if,
There's no damage, yes.
and what was the cleaning fee?
$100 flat rate.
So we are
Okay,
waiving
let's
$150
see.
each meeting.
Number 5, club, organization, association, officers, representatives, and members must be registered through their RLE district office, 440 Deepwater Court.
That's club regulation, this is not a club. That's under Rainbow Lakes.
At least one club officer or representative is to be a resident of Rainbow Lakes Estates.
They're not an actual approved club, Dallas. They're not a club.
Rainbow Lakes Estates annual club membership fees are as follows, unless otherwise stated. Resident $10, non-resident $15. Additional club fees may apply. Please check with the club representative. No fees apply to organizations.
It's not a club. They're not a club. They're a rental.
Most of the scouts are residents. And several attend.
If ticket sales are required to attend an event, in lieu of membership fees, up to a 25% ticket sales will be paid to the Rainbow Lakes Estates MSD. Based on the event, the percentage will be determined by a representative of the RLE district office. An employee of RLE MSD and or a liaison from the advisory board will be appointed by the RLE district office to oversee ticket sales at the door for event. Ticket sales do not apply to organizations or associations.
So Dallas, what are you trying to get to? So we
I do not think,
Saw some
okay.
of this stuff real
What's that?
quickly.
They're not a club. They're not a club. They're renting a space.
You got to speak into the microphone.
They're not a club, Dallas.
No, but they're an organization or an association. The club rules apply to organizations and associations.
So currently, if I'm not mistaken, PAC 574 has approached the county, right? And was looking for a place to meet for the month of September. The county, along with the staff, determined that they were going to offer this location up to PAC 574 for the month of September, which is what has happened, which is one of the reasons why no one has come before the board to ask to make PAC 574 a club.
An organization or association, not a club.
Or an organization, or an association. So that's the status of PAC 574. So they're meeting here because their location that they were meeting at was not available, lack of a better term, for the month of September. So that's why they're meeting here, and it went straight through the staff, and the staff approached the county. I'm looking over there to make sure we got up and down and whatnot. So that's the status of why they're meeting here and it hasn't come before the board, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to overspeak, and I apologize.
So do they have an interest in continuing to use this building
For the month of September, yes.
for just 1 month?
No, for the month of September, and then their hierarchy, their hierarchy to include the organization in Marion County, the scouting organization in Marion County, is going to readdress their meeting location and their association with Rainbow Lakes Estates and Marion County at the end of the month.
Okay. Well, I would like to offer our facility.
I think it's a great
Use.
thing. I think that's by default what has happened.
You think what?
I think by default, that is what has happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly the way it should be. I encourage scouting. I was a scout leader myself. I think it does a lot of good, and I'm all for it.
I think
I just
for the
don't
residents
think
to
that
join.
an organization like yours should pay fees at all, whether you're hosting a dinner, an awards dinner, a fundraiser, or whatever. I do not believe we should be charging fees.
They haven't asked to utilize the facility for any fundraising or anything like that. And the county's extended and the staff has made sure that the PAC is following all the rules and making and doing whatever staff has said and the county has said that we need to do, or they need to do in order to meet here the way it was offered to them.
Okay.
Good? Yes? No? I'll stop. Go speak.
No, you're saying it all right, yeah.
Okay.
We want to drive traffic to the community, so.
Chairman, if I may, they approached us in more of a rental capacity originally, and we as a department approved free rental, and then they said, we do sometimes have larger yearly events, to which we said, our stance would be if you're making money, we would probably charge you maybe a discounted rate for those events. Since then, we have had a charter conversation that we are looking into on our side before we have anything to bring you. I want to know what they're asking of us exactly, and then we're allowed to do it before we bring it to you to discuss further. So at this point, it is a rental capacity. We have extended the offer of meeting here weekly for free.
And is this in writing?
Not yet. It was more of a try it, see how it goes, see if you like our facility. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I could provide a little bit more, I believe there
Go.
was 57 individuals here on
Yes.
Monday.
57.
There's going to be 67 or more individuals here next Monday. So this facility is being utilized by youth in this sub-community, all the way out to Ocala, and theoretically into Levy County and, I forget the name, what is it? Citrus County.
Citrus County.
So they're pulling scouts from those locations.
We went to all the elementary schools.
I just want to make sure that when changes are made at the county level, as you've noticed with wanting to charge fees and not wanting to charge fees, that this also doesn't get lost in the mix. And later on, they're told they have to start paying a fee. I don't think an organization like that.
The county, I'm gonna skip staff. The county has worked. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm talking
I
about,
was
you
gonna say,
guys know county.
they approached us and we were eager to work with them.
Yeah, so
So we're just
that's-
working through the means with Katie like she discussed.
Yeah.
They came to us, we wanted them here. It was not something that
Right.
we
And my
refused
point,
at all.
my point
We
is,
love having
this
them.
board is equally as eager to work with them.
Right,
Yes.
exactly, so
And we just want to make sure that
she is.
it doesn't change down the road, depending who's sitting in these positions.
It's hard to stay on top of this if we're not kept in the loop on this.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said.
All right,
It's a rental.
One second, Dallas.
you got my point, right?
We don't think you don't.
All right, thank you.
I think we need to do anything we can to divert the kids' attention from the internet and other activities. And this is a wonderful one to support.
Right.
I love the fishing offer.
Okay, prior meeting updates. Do any board members have any updates or follow-ups from previous meetings they would like to discuss?
I do. I have some issues. that
Steve, speak into your microphone.
Yes, sir. I have some questions I'd like to ask, and then get some input from the board here. Is there a marketing budget for Rainbow Lakes Estates? There is not. Was there ever a marketing budget for Rainbow Lakes Estates? If Rainbow Lakes Estates wishes to market itself in any form or fashion, would the county pick up that, or would we have to take that out of our general funds?
In what fashion do you mean, Mark?
Marketing.
Promoting our events.
I mean, I understand that if we do signs, that comes out of our sign budget or our general fund or stuff like that.
It would come out of your MSD fund, yes, sir. Yeah.
But so we don't have marketing per se.
We have
So
a
like-
printing and binding account, but no.
No.
We have a printing and binding account.
So if we wanted to advertise an upcoming event on WRLE, the radio station here, we would have to either do it as a nonprofit and get that free stuff, or would we have to come up with a line to budget that advertisement?
Correct.
So we would. Okay, so as we build a budget next year, I think that we should look at budgeting some marketing money so that we can advertise within this community and this side of the county.
What kind of marketing are you talking about?
Well, we have
Purchasing.
social media that.
But we can actually expand ads,
Yeah.
and we can actually expand the reach of the communicator. We can also use it for banners or any signage that is approved on any roadways. That would have to go through the county, of course, and any code. But yeah, like when I would promote, if I was marketing something normally, I would spend anywhere from like $250 to $500 for a small event on social media to boost those posts or to promote those posts so that I can specifically target the area. Social media allows you to target a specific demographic area by zip code. So I could actually, if I had the ability and it was approved, I could go in and target an ad directly to Rainbow Lakes Estates if I wanted, or I can expand to Denellen and so forth. And that's an extra charge when you do any of that on Facebook or anything else.
I think our community is growing. Thank you guys for the numbers of houses and occupancy and whatnot. But I think that next year, that we need to think about making sure that we get in there is some money for marketing the great work that the staff is doing and the items that our volunteers are working hard to promote. So that was my first question. My second question comes in like 3 parts here. Can we get staff from Marion County to come out and give us some information? And specifically, I was thinking about this. Can we get the fire department to come out here and talk about smoke alarms and fire safety and stuff like that in October.
In October, we can ask, but if they're
October is
busy-
fire safety month.
Yeah.
And so all the schools will be doing it, specifically on smoke alarms, and smoke detectors. And then maybe in November, get the vet services out here. to
They'll be
promote-
here.
Yep, to promote,
They're coming to the fall festival, yes.
right, well, if we can get them up here to the board meeting, if that's okay with you, if that's something you'd be interested in. You're saying no, you're not, or yes?
No, that's fine with me.
Okay. And then in December, maybe get the travel, and I'm gonna call it the wrong name, and I apologize, but the travel services?
TDC.
CDC.
Yes.
TDC.
Them and/or the Denellen Chamber and Business Association to come out here and talk to us about this side of the county and what they're doing. I know the chamber has met and held their annual events at various locations. I don't know if we've ever offered this location to them. I know that they've
They
met,
actually just had their end of year banquet here.
they are having it?
They did have it.
They did have it,
Yes.
okay, good. So I think that's really good, that's just the next quarter, that, you know, we have a lot of people that are coming up here to provide them additional information that would be helpful to what we're trying to do.
So, yeah, that's what our new rec aides are working on, is partnership programming and then outreach. So we will put these to them and see if we can get them out here for the next 3 months, as you suggested.
Thank you, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, that it? Anybody else?
Wait, are we open?
I have a question. Do we do anything to encourage small businesses within Rainbow Lakes Estates to let people know that they're here? Is there any way
They can bring their information to the district office and lay it onto the shelves, but we're not allowed to endorse any business.
No, I wouldn't say endorse. I would say like a small business directory of services that are available to residents of Rainbow Lakes Estates.
On Facebook, there's one.
Okay.
Rainbow Lakes Estates.
Not all of our,
It's on the back of the communicator.
not everybody gets that email, and if they don't come up here to pick up a communicator, they have no idea.
Right there.
They are-
But I've never seen on the communicator a list of the small businesses that are in this community. Is that something that would be of interest so that our residents are
Just
encouraged to
directory.
use local?
Which we don't have a business directory, and I'm not sure.
Are you referring to small businesses just within Rainbow Lakes Estates?
Yeah, I think it would be good that, that somehow the community knows, hey, this service is available right here in Rainbow Lakes Estates. You do not have to
That's what
leave
the,
the community.
that's what the Facebook page does. They get a lot of traffic.
I didn't even know there was a Facebook page
Yes,
for it, so
Rainbow Lakes Estates,
that's where the
small
reach
business
is not
directory.
making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Facebook
Yeah.
group.
No,
It's
I'm
ran by
on
a
it.
citizen,
I'm on it.
yeah.
What's
I
that?
said I'm on it. My business is on it. I use it all the time. It's a great little page.
Our residents. But you also can bring your marketing materials, your business cards up to the office, and we do keep those there in case you know, are looking for a service, and you come in, we're like, you're free to look at all of our residents or people who have left cards for the area. We don't keep another external one, because honestly, we don't have the amount of people that could manage that directory. I manage a directory when I work for cultural arts, and that's a part-time job in itself
I
to
agree.
just do that. So we don't have the manpower to like manage an ongoing business directory.
I also
And also
think,
your
Yearly
DBA.
publication.
Also, the county carries a directory. We pay the chamber, all of us in our taxes, for them to run a directory. And then if you live in Denellen in Marion County, we're paying also the DBA, as you said, to run that directory as well. So it's, again, already pushing on top of other business that's already being paid for.
I also have to wonder, considering we're R1 zoning, and we're fully aware businesses are operating in here, would that be pointing the finger
Sure.
that there are people that are running at-home businesses in Rainbow Lakes
Right.
Estates? Do we really want to affect our friends and neighbors?
It's not like you
We're a
live right.
rural, yeah, I'm gonna have to go look, but as we start getting farther away into Levy County, we'll run into a rural business area.
No. Levy County is now all Levy County, we refer it to as the RR3C zone. It is, when you look it up on the Levy County side, it refers you back to the Marion County building codes and enforcement for an R1 district.
Okay.
no businesses.
But the business may not be here necessarily.
You gotta move your microphone.
Sorry, the business may not be based here, but the person that owns the business may have their office elsewhere, so that's who we allow to bring their cars in. So it
Well-
doesn't necessarily have to be in the R1 residential area, obviously, but yeah. So if you live here and you own a business and you want to bring your card or your flyer or whatever, we do have a place for that.
How do the residents?
Right,
know
and
about
again,
the
I'm
office?
for promoting the businesses here.
How do they know to come to the office? Is that
Yeah,
what's-
the residents, how do they know that that resource is available at the office?
They can come to the office, and we also have it on social media, but unfortunately, we don't have the ability to call the 3,000 residents that live here and let them know that it's available.
Right, the communicator could reach out and say.
It does.
Please stop into the office if you have questions
It
about
does.
local businesses.
Yeah, it does. It has the phone number on it.
Oh, to the office?
Yeah, you can call the office. Mhm.
I would have thought to call the office about landscaping. That's what I.
I'm all for promoting my neighbors that have businesses. I just want to make sure doing so doesn't point and put a bullseye on them as far as an R1 zone.
I think the best move for us would be to do some research on the Denellen Chamber and see if they have a resource that maybe we can put a QR code on our communicator and say, looking for business, check here, and point them to the other already existing resources.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's a great idea.
All right. All right, thank you, Amber. Anything, Dan?
Yes, I actually do have some stuff.
Uh-oh, he's got a list.
Katie, where are we with the flyers? I saw the sample, but I haven't, have we moved forward with that?
No, they haven't been sent out. I think our last discussion on it was with everything renovating, do we want to invite everyone to come see it quite yet? I think it would be a great idea to send that out with the clubhouse when it's finished.
Okay, so we're talking about 2 months?
Hopefully.
Okay, because that's a resource that'll assist you, Amber.
Yes.
Okay, because we've been working on this for almost 2 years. These flyers that will be going out, especially to all the new residents and new builds that are coming in, to welcome them to the district and let them know what resources and items are available to them. Things like welcome to RLE, we have a fitness center, we have a youth center, we have a community center, we have lakes, we have parks, because a lot of people that move in here and buy have no idea what's available.
Exactly.
So these flyers were designed to break that ice.
Great.
Okay? Next thing. We talked about this briefly about the account codes for the facility rentals so that we can see those on the budgetary reports and expenditures, the P&L. So I just want to bring that up because we're still waiting for that. Also, because I have not received any recent or updated financials, which we don't expect right now because we're in the middle of close, year end, I want to make sure that our coding issue was corrected regarding the vehicle expenses that were going to recreation that belong to general government.
Yes, sir, we did a journal entry. It's corrected.
Okay, thank you for confirming that. Other than that, I think we've asked and answered everything. I'm good. Thank you.
All right. That's it for prior meeting updates. General public comment. Does anybody have anything they want to come up and say? Mum is the word. What's that?
Marcy.
Oh, Marcy, you're on the list.
I'm on the list. I'm always on somebody's list.
No sleeping in the back of the room, please.
I'm always on somebody's list.
State your name and address, please.
Marcy McKay, 3764 Southwest Bluegill. I'm a volunteer liaison, for lack of a better term, between the board and the office. I mainly push for clubs to take and be established, and David, that's awesome. We have a new club That being said, I want to address the deplorable condition of the Creative Arts Center and beg the board to approve some money to paint the inside of that building. I have people that are willing to volunteer their time to take and go in and paint. My women that I sew with on Monday will paint the inside of that building. I looked online, and at Lowe's, a 5-gallon bucket of paint is $144. It can't cost more than $1,000 for paint and rollers and tape and putty to take and clean up the mess that was made in there when the previous people that were in charge went in there and destroyed the building by tearing out shelves. If we want to take and continue with building a community that allows us to take and have some place to meet, it needs to look nice, not like a dump. So I really would like the board to take and come up with some money to take and paint. I've got volunteers that will do it. I have people that will come and paint that inside of that room, those rooms. And I was also told at one time that there were some lovely shades that were bought for the windows of that building to take and deaden the sound in there. It's like an echo chamber. You get 5 people in there talking and you can't hear each other. So along with painting, if somebody could look in the barns and the buildings, I bet those shades are sitting around somewhere and they could be installed.
I am aware there were blinds bought for the windows.
Yeah, well, they've got to be around someplace.
Maybe when we find the barbecues, we'll find the blinds.
Maybe they're having a party out in the back. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. But I do know that if we cleaned it up just a little bit, I mean, even some cream colored paint. I mean, there's all these marks on the walls where the shelves were and everything was ripped out. And it makes the community look bad. It really does. So.
I know that buildings and
It's in deplorable.
I'll go with your
You're not the only
deplorable.
one with people that's willing to go in and paint.
You got help too, so
Oh, yes.
there we go. So we have plenty of volunteers, and quite honestly, my volunteer group that I have, we don't want to just pass out cupcakes and lemonade at an event and be assigned something to do. We want to take and build our community. This is our home, and we want to take and be proud of it. And so a little thing like painting a couple of rooms would be a great place for us to start. Thank you.
Mr. Wicker.
Well, I mean, the question is, can we do it?
Can we find the money to buy some paint and let volunteers paint the Creative Arts Center?
I don't think that the paint is an issue, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we sat on the budget, we looked at the budget, we do have a extensive, large project working, which is the clubhouse. As long as we can get buy-off on having our own volunteers go in and paint, I don't see where finding, an extra $200 for paint is gonna be a big deal in our budget.
I don't think that's the issue. Can the volunteers paint? Because I don't think they can.
That's the discussion I was having with the chair earlier. Technically, usually no, we cannot use volunteers to paint like that. I can find out if we can, but the other issue is why would we put $1,000 into painting the walls that we're about to knock down in less than a year? That would be my biggest question. I mean, I know it's been brought up a couple times, and I understand, except for it's the second building in your 5-year plan to get a renovation, and I don't know at the age of that building, if there's lead paint in that building, it's gonna have to be sealed before you can paint over it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's gonna go into that, and it's not just paint. She's like she said, you're gonna have to buy the supplies for it, you're gonna have to get the paint tested to see if it's lead. I mean, it's much more than that.
Well, I was just saying, if the answer is that volunteers can't pay, then that starts the question of, hey, where's it in the program to be renovated, and then.
It is in the 5-year plan.
And it's the second building. As soon as we get this building done right here, and we have money in the next budget for engineering to go in and take a look at the building and tell us exactly what needs to be changed, get us a set of plans so we can bid it out for the project.
Chad,
I would say
is there a completion date on this building, that expected complete, anticipated date?
60 days.
I thought, yeah, wasn't it, thank you, 60 days, right?
For this, 60 days for final completion, that is correct.
So 2-month project.
Yeah.
So
at the end,
this-
at the beginning of next year, for all intents and purposes, that building's done, and then we're
Starting on the creative
we're
arts.
chasing a
Correct.
budget line to build to do that. So, theoretically, it's first, second quarter of next year.
And how long will that take for the engineer and the lead paint testing and?
Now you're asking my questions.
Before their clubhouse gets nice and fresh.
Do you understand what they're saying? Mark?
Yes, I understand completely. So then, in the meantime, we could probably live with it, but when all of this construction is going on, that's gonna take 2 years again, like it has for the clubhouse. I don't mean to sound rude, but it's taken 2 years for the clubhouse to be
Well, that's
fixed.
because the clubhouse had damage and we were going through the whole process. It's a little different than just, asbestos,
We had
abatement,
asbestos
all of that.
mitigation.
Well, you just said though that you think that with the age of this building, there's probably lead paint, and I bet you there's probably asbestos in there also. So
We
it's-
already had it tested for asbestos.
Yeah, so it's gonna go through the same thing. So in the meantime, where are our clubs going to meet? Are we going to be moved to the clubhouse? Because I worked hard to take and get 15 members to my sewing group, and I don't want to take and lose them because we no longer have a place to meet.
We can figure out,
Yes.
you won't be displaced. We'll find a place for you.
I would think this building or the clubhouse,
Right.
Okay.
one or the other, I'd aim for this, got more room.
So.
And
as-
what was the comment about the cupcakes? I missed that part.
Oh, yeah, no, the group of volunteers that I have helped build up, we don't want to just pass out cupcakes and lemonade at an event. We have ideas and we want to help build our community. We want to take and clean up a park. We want to take and we want to do all of this kind of stuff. So
So what's stopping you?
we've talked about, several people have talked about a walking path. We've talked about over at the Creative Arts Center, taking and putting a picnic table over there and putting a swing set over there, so it's actually a park. And we have people that would volunteer if the people would take and buy, say, like the wooden swing sets and jungle gyms and stuff. I know I could get people over there to take and construct them and put them together.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that because it has to be certified. Like all of that, it's a government complex.
We
So
also can't accept things for free.
Yeah, the same equipment that's put together in your in a backyard. It's
Right,
not.
I understand
Legal
that.
regulations that we can't accept as.
but I get it. We want the
So
volunteers
So
to get
then
it.
what's the point of having a volunteer group if the volunteers can't do anything to help the community other than just at meetings or events and things like that? What's the point of having a volunteer group for the community?
Because that's making a huge difference in your community. Volunteering at the events, drawing crowds here. Yeah, there's other things, and that's kind of what the meeting was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
We were asking you for ideas on the board, which we got all of what, 2?
We got 9, and
9.
most of them came from one person.
You got, well, how many
So
ideas?
9.
9 ideas.
Yeah.
There were a lot more blue stickers on that board than 9.
Okay, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve,
Also, okay,
Steve,
Steve.
I think Steve wrote 9 himself.
We love our volunteers and we want them to make a difference and we want them to But we need to know, you need to work with our team and give us ideas and things that we can accomplish together,
And we have to
absolutely.
operate within the regulations.
Jen, you gotta move yourself close to the
And
microphone.
we have to operate within legal and county regulations. We have to follow those rules. Simple as that. I can't have a volunteer that's by themselves. I can't, I can't accept money without a.
Okay, is that volunteers can't work by themselves, is this a county
It's a county
regulation?
policy, yes,
It's
sir.
a county
Yes,
policy,
that's
this is not a
correct.
state law?
No, it's not a state law, it's a county policy by the Marion County Board of County Commissioners, which runs the
Yeah.
MSD.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Oh, that's good.
It's insurance, yeah.
No, we're not getting down on your case, Chad, but it seems like
It feels
everything
like-
we want to do is, no, you can't do it.
It's not, no, you can't do it. It's we have to find ways to do it within the means that we as a government, you as a government entity can do things. And I feel like at this board, every time you guys want to take a shot at us, you represent the Marion County Board of County Commissioners. The MSD, Municipal Services District, is the Marion County Board of County Commissioners by your charter and by state law. You guys are an advisory board for the Marion County Board of County Commissioners. You are Marion County Board of County Commissioners. So every time you guys say, oh, well, the county's against us, you are the county. You represent your commissioners.
You gotta get paid.
We don't, it's a volunteer.
I know,
volunteer
that's
commission
not-
too,
They don't
yeah.
get paid for what they do.
They don't get paid, you know.
So I mean, we need to work together, and I feel like,
Say if you-
Hold on then, well, the floor is still open, so I'll give you a second.
I mean, all due respect, I love this board, and I love how you guys are involved in your community, but you gotta work with us. We're here to work together. We work for the same organization.
I think that we do get along fairly well. I'm not gonna agree with everything,
Absolutely
you know,
not.
I mean,
Absolutely
you know, I'm
not.
not gonna go into detail with certain departments within the county that, you know, that's for another time, but, I understand Marcy's, comment, you know, they wanna do
I do
more.
too,
You know,
100%.
and there are things such as, you know, community trash pickup or patrol or
Absolutely.
some things that,
Which are all being planned for the FY26 year. We have.
microphone please, Jen.
Which are all being planned for FY26, but right now you have 5 new staff members, brand new, that have to go through licensing, have to go through training or whatever when they first come here so that they can serve. So they're still working through the 12,
Well,
training booths or the defensive driving course, and they're trying to build something from nothing. We came in, there was nothing. There was no programs that were running. There was no standard, operating outside of county operating procedures. There was nothing. There were buildings falling apart. So we have to go and I have to.
and
make
actually,
sure-
I'm gonna disagree. There were programs running in here, and I do understand why the buildings
She
have
was
been,
running.
yes, I'm fully aware
Yeah.
who is running them.
Yes, she was running it. There
Okay,
were.
but maybe some of the issue could come that our volunteers are frustrated
Mhm.
is maybe your office could reach out to them and explain that next year you're going to start
We have.
implementing these things.
We have.
Maybe it's a lack of, you have reached out to them and
We
talked.
also said it at the volunteer luncheon as well. Yeah, it's on the agenda. We actually said we are working towards next year. We are working towards the quarterly meetings so that we can reach out to you. We also have reports going from Miss Kathy, from our recreation team. We have connected Steve with Miguel. We have opened every door. We have coffee and conversation that anyone can stop by and talk to us. She's always there on the phone, and she's actually over the volunteer program because she's been here, so she knows exactly how many programs prior to this there were. So it was her feedback as well when I came in, when she said, we don't have anything really running except for TOTS, which I'm doing entirely by myself, and Meet and Eat, which I'm doing entirely by myself, and then the other programs, which were events of last year. So we are building entirely new programming, an entirely new expansion, and that just takes some time. And I am going from the county goals also, from people who lead me, and they're giving me guidelines, and they're saying, build a strong team, because there was a turnover here. So I have to make sure that my team members are trained and able to offer the services well to the community before, because if they get stressed out, they're going to leave, and then we're in the same position we were already in, where we have one person handling everything. So that's what we're working on. So yes, it is all coming, and I've said this a lot to you, you know this.
Yes, I have no problem
Yes, no,
communicating with
I know
Chad
that
or
totally. I'm not
Katie or
upset
you.
at all. I'm not upset at all. I know
Lord
what you're
knows when I
saying.
call the office,
I'm
you
just
can't get
letting
me
you
off
know
the
that
phone.
I will tell you as many times as I have to. The ball is rolling, but I can't push the ball to speed like 300 miles an hour at this juncture because I
But
just
again, I
got.
think part of the issue with the
And
volunteers are there is a lack of communications
Right.
that needs to be connected to them.
So
And we just want to make sure that,
that's why we had the luncheon.
I want to be open, yeah, we want to work together. I mean, as
Oh,
one big team.
I totally agree, you know, but,
Yeah.
you know, when you hear, you know, how frustrated the you know, we created a recreation committee for a reason, and quite honestly, as well as I think the luncheon went, I do think it was a great job. They did an amazing job. There was no reference to the committee themselves. You know, it was all about county volunteers. And this committee was appointed by the board to represent this board, to work with the district office. And I think part of the feelings may be that they feel like they're being not involved as much as they would want to. And I'm just going by, you know, what they themselves are saying. All right, let's hear from a few residents. I think Omar's chomping at the bits over here.
Omar Rodriguez, 4535 Southwest Driftwood Court. You guys
Hi,
know
Omar.
You guys know what I do for a living. You guys gotta get off these guys. There's a reason why this is happening, and it's gonna continue to happen, okay? Everything, I've sat on board meetings with HOAs, 55 plus communities, claims, liability issues and all that. The county is always gonna be more stringent on issues that involve physical labor by volunteers or anybody else because of liability. And you know why that is? You guys wanna know why that is? Because people like us, with not so good intentions, have gotten in trouble, caused frauds, caused claims, and it caused the change of the rules. Not these guys, not Dana sitting over there in legal. They have been forced to run the business this way, okay? I would like to go paint just like everybody else, but if they say, no, you can't do it, I know better than everybody else why that is. So the volunteers want to help. You guys want to help. These guys are bound by the legal department and what they allow us and not allow us to do. And that's been a result of years of dealing with claims of legal problems that cause them to behave and have those rules in place. That's the way it is.
Oh, are you addressing the board or the audience?
I'm
The
sorry,
board.
Yeah. If we live in an HOA, if we live in a 55 plus community, privately owned, they have different rules and sometimes they're more lenient with these kind of things and sometimes they're not. But when they're not, it's also based on claims, losses, and liability. Everything that these guys are trying to do for us, they're going above and beyond, trying to get some of these things done in the past, knowing very well they're going to go tomorrow to legal and they're probably going to get shut down. So give us some latitude. What they're trying to do is coming from way above. And it's people like us, community folks like us, who actually got in trouble and caused all these things to be restricted or canceled or no more. That's why this happens. That's why it is what it is. I don't like it any more than you guys. But we got to get frustrated at the right folks. We got to launch the missiles in the right directions. And this, folks right here, is not the right direction for those missiles.
I don't think anybody's
I don't think
launching.
we've
I don't
ever-
think anybody's launching missiles.
We're not trying to diss Chad. Chad has been a great help to this board. He's been a great help to Rainbow Lakes Estates. The problem we have is we've got people that want to work. They don't want to be spoon-fed. They want to actually physically do something. And quite frankly, being frustrated like that, I am the same way. I am frustrated as hell too. It is not good when you want to do something and keep no.
But
Eventually people just say, no, I don't want to
unfortunately, it's
do
not
it.
people like me or anybody else here present or in the community that caused that to happen. This is from way back. And the county's not gonna go back on issues and have to do a liability. They can come back because it's very easy for us to talk about, we're frustrated. We wish we could do more, right? I can tell you, I can answer anybody here. I can tell you 10 claims that I go through in the week. The things are so silly and so stupid. And some lawyer out there is willing to take it. and get settled out of court for $600,000, $1 million, and you guys are gonna drop your jaw thinking, are you serious? That's actually going through the system? Now I understand what we're dealing with here right now. I mean, something as easy as somebody going up the stage to sing karaoke, gets hurt, keeps singing karaoke for the next 5 weeks, and guess what? $600,000 lawsuit later, he won.
All right,
That's the kind of stuff we're living in, guys.
I thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Omar.
If I could redirect this back to Marcy McKay's actual question. From my understanding, and I'm new, from what I've heard, is we are going to be renovating the Creative Arts Center potentially at the beginning of January 2026 when the clubhouse is finished.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll start the process, I believe, if,
So,
you know.
and again, I know I asked already, but the process for the Creative Arts Center is projected to last how long?
We won't know until we find out exactly what the renovations will be.
Okay. Then
I mean, if there's asbestos removal, that of course is gonna take longer. I believe that we've discussed removing a wall, opening some archways.
Nice.
And
That
engineering
sounds great.
It would be actually great if we added an indoor bathroom, as the Creative Arts Center has only outdoor bathrooms. But I think that would be way above the budget that we're probably considering at this point.
Well, then I just want to bring back to the board, we just in the new business approved David Harris's Dungeon and Dragons Club to take place in the Creative Arts Center starting January 9th. Why are we putting this new club in a crappy center if it's potentially going to start being looked at and tested? And I mean, maybe that's not the best place for it.
Well, I think that's where David is asking of.
Yes, because David's club wouldn't normally be in the Creative Arts Center because it is not a creative club. He would be in the clubhouse, but David requested to be in the Creative Arts Center.
So
We also have the poker club that plays in the Creative Arts Center.
Okay.
I just want to ask one question real quick. Chad, and this is just a random ballpark question. Once January gets here, okay, we're gonna start working on that building. I know it's gotta go through engineering, inspections and approvals and permits. How long before it actually starts, before somebody actually walks in there with a hammer?
I don't know if you can answer that.
I don't know how to answer that because
Well, I'm just like, in 6 months, 8 months, could it be a year?
it could be because.
So then that's a great place for him to start his club until.
Don't say a year.
When that process starts, we'll relocate all the clubs and
Right.
We already do it now.
Yeah,
We've always relocated.
Yeah, the clubs would be relocated to another building.
right.
But for the time being, Marcy's club has to stare at the ugly walls and what she's complaining about. That just doesn't seem fair as a community for us to represent.
Every other club that meets there has to do the same thing, and unfortunately, like I said, we have to follow the law, just like the United States has laws, we have to follow them. Omar is exactly correct, for the reasons why, so we don't need to, get Katie and Chad frustrated, because I see you guys get frustrated, because we're asking questions and we're going down paths and trails that really aren't going anywhere. We need to stay focused on the subjects we're talking about. Period.
We don't know when they'll be relocated, but we have other options for buildings, and they could move in 2-3 months, they could move in 6 months. If they ask to move into the clubhouse once it's open, we can also accommodate that.
Thank you, Katie. All right. Oh, we get David Harris back.
To answer your question, the reason I picked the Creative Arts Center right now is because I know there's gonna be a run for the clubhouse as soon as it's done, because I believe the Domino Club will probably be moving in there, and they are on Fridays. Then maybe at that point, we'll move into the community center. I picked
Oh, that's
it
right, you were on a
because
Friday.
it's-
Yeah, we have dominance.
Yeah, you're on a Friday.
I knew that room was not occupied on a Friday evening. I knew Domino's was here, and they move them over to, I think, the youth center on Fridays for when they do the meet and eat or whatever. And I know there's gonna be a run out for that clubhouse spot. So that's just what I think for now, and then go from there.
Thank you, David.
Yes, I do. Everybody
He
knows.
works on the roads committee. Yes.
Thank you,
Just
Dave.
was
Anyone
important.
else?
So, yeah.
Please state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Ian Carroll. I live on Freshwater Court, and I've been here for 2.5 years. Eventually, I'm going to be here full-time, husband and wife. And I don't know if anybody's seen the construction, the new homes that are on our street. They're big homes, and a lot more of this neighborhood. But sitting here listening, I can understand where you're coming from, and I can understand where you're coming from. I work with the government. I also did volunteer work. And I really appreciate what you do, because you're not paid for your application. And you do a lot. And I can see you're a lot younger, we're older. We have some experience, we've been through a lot of stuff. But my question, who owns the property here? Who owns these buildings?
Which property?
All these homes, all these buildings, who owns these buildings?
Rainbow Lakes Estates.
Marion County Board of County Commissioners.
So Marion County, the government owns these buildings.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so as residents of Rainbow Lakes Estate, what,
The land is actually, it is technically, but it is deeded to Marion County, to Rainbow Lakes Estates, MSD. If we were to ever, very similar to the fire department, they had to pay us for the equipment when we turned over the fire. That's why we had the 3-year abatement for the increase. If we were to ever to declare, what's the word? Dissolution? What's the one Marion Oaks is trying to do?
Oh, incorporation.
Incorporation, this property, since it's paid for by us, would revert back to us if we were to ever incorporate or, you know.
is that a possibility?
Everything's a possibility. You know, would it be beneficial tax-wise? I highly doubt it, but, you know, I think our taxes have gone up enough.
Well, we just moved in here, we're not homestead yet, and I will tell you, we pay a lot of money in taxes. And I got my proposed taxes, and I think here in Rainbow Lakes Estates, I think each one of us will be paying an increase of $200 a year. That's a lot of money. So, if we have, I mean, I have so much to say, but I just want to get to the point of who owns the property here. And I was going to do some volunteer work, but I know it's very government controlled. We came from a community in Collier County. It was great because we had people of all ages, and we had the freedom to do what we wanted to do. Like Marcy said, okay, we have a group of people together. Let's paint, let's do something. But we're restricted because we are government controlled. And we're so government controlled, because that's nothing, I'm not trying to offend you, but I mean, it's the truth. So if we have some say here, or ownership or involvement, to what extent are our rights for approval of anything? Another thing, do we have a form stating code enforcement? What is there code enforcement in Rainbow Lakes Estates?
Do we have a code enforcement liaison on the board, a representative, but we fall under Marion County.
Do they have a code, do they have actually the form, the code restrictions, do we have that? Do we know what to follow?
It's all online.
Yeah, all the codes are online for Marion County.
Oh, do you mean this week? Yeah.
And you can just go Google them straight up Marion County, Florida, and you can look up whatever code you want to look up. Grass, dogs, leashes, boats, parking.
So we do have code enforcement.
Yes.
And we do have code enforcement here.
Yes.
I may need to. I
I'm
have.
the representative for code.
Sorry
You
about
are?
that, Steve.
You are? Okay.
Amber has a smile on her face.
So if we have a problem with code, with our neighbors, we can call you, and what do you do?
No, you don't want to call me. If you have an issue with your neighbors and you think that it violates the code, there's a county phone number you can call. Unfortunately, I don't know that phone number right now, otherwise I'd give it to you.
You can
But
also
it's getting
call.
ready to be told to you in just 1 second.
Yeah.
And you can call them. You can also ask them about whether or not your neighbor's grass is too tall. No, it's not. Whether or not your neighbor's allowed to park on the grass. No, they're
call code, you have to give your name.
We're almost done.
So I know a lot of people in this neighborhood, Rainbow Estates area, are afraid to call code enforcement
That's a legal
because.
requirement.
Pardon?
It's a legal requirement to give your name when you call.
So, I mean.
It is legal, I know, because I dealt with them.
Yeah,
When I first moved in, I
No,
had
I mean, we have to get your.
I gave my name, I called and I said, okay, I'm giving my name, but a lot of people in here, as you see, there's, are infringements on code enforcement and it's not being restricted, so. And a lot are afraid to call because of the consequences.
All right.
Okay, so let's try to answer a couple of questions really quickly.
Code enforcement, their telephone number is 352. I'll get it to you at the end of the meeting, 671-8900.
It's on the back of the communicator as well.
Yeah, it's on the back of the community.
Well, I did call, I called last year, and I did have someone come out from the county, Marion County came out for enforcement. It was a woman, and she did follow up, and she did give a notice to the neighbors. They weren't happy about it, but.
All right, I thank you. Anyone else?
Yes.
Oh,
Aubrey Lake. Omar, ready for 535 Southwest Driftwood Court, I think it is. Did I miss a meeting or something? All of a sudden, there's a fully functional fire station down the road. How did that happen?
It's been there since 1969.
Okay, but was it
1960, 1969, it's been there since.
Yes.
So that fire station's been there, it's been operational, it's been owned by the county. The county took it over 3 years ago. Prior to that, we had our own independent fire department, which was required by state law.
Right.
And the county took it over 3 years ago, and so now that volunteer fire department is part of Marion County.
So that's still a volunteer fire department?
It is still a volunteer fire department.
Okay, because I've been here a little close to 2 years, and I didn't see any units stationed over there for a long
They've
time.
been there.
They've been there the whole time?
Mhm.
But it's volunteer?
Mhm.
Okay, I was getting to the point that if it was a fully staffed county fire station to drop out, to increase our PC code for insurance, which is horrible.
Yeah, and it's not gonna get any better.
No.
It's a
If your
volunteer.
code, if you live back here,
Yeah.
you're gonna be a 10X for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So your taxes went through the roof and they're gonna stay there.
Yeah, as long as the volunteer fire station won't do it, can't help us out, sorry.
Right,
Thank you.
thank you, Omar.
Yep.
All right, Rebecca Breeze Chapman. Name, address, madam.
Rebecca Brace, 94 Southwest Ridgewood. I'm just gonna, for the code enforcement, I've been, on the board and know people before me. The code enforcement always, the liaison position existed solely so that the residents did not have to call the
Right.
county directly and give their name. They could call the liaison. And now that's his job, and so nobody can get mad at him for turning these things in.
Correct.
So I gave my personal number, as did the code enforcement liaison before me for that. So anyone could call us and report it, we could go in and take pictures, and then we turned it into the county directly, rather than having the neighbors call directly and because there's so many things not being reported, there's stuff everywhere.
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
so
Well,
that's kind of the reason to have the liaison,
Right.
to call them to, I'm not trying to put an extra on there, but that's the
You're-
whole reason that position exists, is so that,
I don't mean to cut you off, Rebecca, but you're exactly right. But I'm not gonna give out my personal cell phone
you don't have to,
number,
but they could turn it
but
into
hang
the
on.
office or something. Like,
100%?
Actually,
if they call-
Steve.
If they call the number that he's gonna give them, they have to give their number. If they call, I'm just trying to clarify this, because I've been done this for
I'm
a
gonna
decade.
answer your question and give you,
So,
Steve's.
okay, perfect, I'll let you address it then. I just wanted to say
Steve's
that,
opinion.
because I don't want her
Okay,
to
I'm
have
not
to
gonna give
call.
my cell phone number, you know what I do? Okay, so I'm not gonna give my cell phone number out until I have the opportunity to read the job description and all that's been given to me by those two wonderful individuals
At
over
the
there.
beginning of the meeting, I get it.
And then at that point, I will do whatever, I agree with you.
I just wanted
This
to be on the
position-
record that the position is there so that all the people in the neighborhood don't have to provide that. It just comes from the liaison. It's one of the benefits of living here, is that you don't have to give that. So I just wanted to clarify so that people aren't having to call the Ocala number, that they can either go, so whoever you want to turn them into, I will let you share that. I just wanted to make sure that
Yes.
everyone is calling that number.
I think there's several board members here, I know myself, one of them, anybody can call me anytime and
Chairman, if I may.
I turn it in.
With that new ordinance where you have to give your personal information, any evasion of that is not something we can facilitate. If you call the office, they're gonna tell you how to make that report. If you don't have internet access for any reason,
Yeah.
we will help
Is
you.
that new?
Yes, it is new,
Okay.
as it was 2 or 3 years.
If they call the office,
The office will assist you in making your complaint. We're not gonna evade that law or work
In
against
other
it.
words,
So-
we'll tell you how to,
So
but
what
we can't
would
make
be
it
the
for you.
purpose then of having a liaison then for code enforcement if there's no in-between between having to go directly to?
I would suggest it to be community outreach and knowledge of code enforcement and the rules so that you have someone you can talk to who knows where to find the information for you and your resources.
So, Kenneth, it used to not be that way, is that correct?
Right, correct.
So when we were on the board, it wasn't like that.
I know.
The rules have changed, just like some other rules have changed. And so that's all changed, and now I've gotten thrown into it, so I get to go figure out what the new rules are. And I'll be glad to articulate that in the next month.
Okay, because I try and share information.
I know.
And if it changes and no one shares, then it changes.
like I said, if a resident calls me, I'll drive by whatever they're talking about and I call it in myself. You know,
You
I
can't
have no
do that.
problem doing that. If
You're-
they wanna call
you
it
can't-
skirting the thing, whatever,
You're
I'm
fine.
fine with that.
And as long as I'm up here and I've already, when you go in and volunteer and you go through your background check and all of that, is there a time period that goes before you have to renew it?
You have to maintain active volunteer status. If you don't volunteer with us for a year, then you have to go back and rerun the background check.
All right.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And Steve,
Sir?
your address and phone number is already public record on the list, all of us
But not all of
are. You're not hiding I'm surprised your address shows,
Not
actually.
all of them, just our main.
Yeah, just.
Okay, moving on. Community announcements. Do any board members or guests have any announcements they would like to share at this time? Good. Youth Center Super Saturday, Saturday, September 20th, 12 to 5 p.m. Bring the kids out and enjoy activities and be part of the fun. The Youth Center is a perfect spot to relax, play, and connect. The RLE Meet Dinner is Friday, September 26th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Community Center. Join us for a free residents-only chili dinner. Proof of residence is required. Come enjoy a meal and meet your neighbors. Coffee and conversation at the RLE District Office, Wednesday, October 8th, 9 to 11 a.m. Join the RLE Advisory Board and staff for an informal morning of coffee and conversation and community updates. This is a great opportunity to meet your neighbors, ask questions, and share your ideas in a relaxed setting. Stop by anytime. We look forward to seeing you. RLE Plant Swap, Tuesday, October 21st, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Community Center. Trade plants, discover new varieties, and connect with fellow gardeners. The Halloween Spooktacular at Rainbow Lakes Estates is Saturday, October 25th, at 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Community Center Complex. Join us for our annual Halloween event, now featuring a trunk or treat to hand out candy. Please register by Monday, October 6th with the RLE District Office. The Fall Craft Festival, Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 at the Community Center Complex. Indoor and outdoor vendor spaces are available, reserved by Monday, October 20th through the RLE District Office. Our next advisory board meeting will be on Thursday, October 16th at 6:30 p.m. here in the Community Center. Thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you next month. This meeting's adjourned. Good God.